Welcome back to the BookEnds YouTube channel. I'm James.
I'm Jessica.
So today we both work in genres that probably have one of the highest rate of series.
Yeah.
Mysteries, picture books, sci-fi fantasy, of course, too. They have a high rate of series.
Yeah, but even romance.
Oh, yeah,
At least
true.
trilogies.
Yes.
YA will have trilogies, duologies.
True.
So I think all genre does. It's really, to me, only literary, women's fiction, upmarket fiction that don't tend towards series.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what I'm getting at anyway is that we get this question a ton, and it's how do you let the agent know, how do you query a series in general? So I think there's two things that every querying writer should be aware of. I want to start with what I think is the most important is just write the first book.
Yes.
A ton of people will write their second, third, fourth book in a series.
No.
The issue with that is you're querying a series, you have now written 2-3 extra books that entirely depend on the first book.
But James, my books all stand alone.
Yes.
So why can't I write them?
I don't believe that. You're writing them as a series for a reason, and if they weren't meant to go together, and if the second one wasn't meant to build off the first one, it wouldn't be a series. You would have just have written standalones.
But not only that, in mystery, the books all do stand alone. Romance too. All series books stand alone. They have to. That being said, sometimes the reason they're not selling is because your hook, your idea, is not marketable enough. And even if your writing gets better the fifth book down, that doesn't mean that the hook becomes more marketable.
Right.
And that could be your biggest problem. So writing each book in the series, you are just writing one unmarketable book after another, which is why we advise against writing a series.
Right. So our advice...
I mean, not writing a series before you get a book deal.
Right. So our best advice is write that first book. Make sure it's as strong as it can be. And you're writing a series, so you've got all these characters swimming around your head. You've got all these great ideas. Write them all down.
Yep.
Make a synopsis for each book if you want. Don't go past the synopsis. You're just spending a lot of time writing a full book, revising a full book, querying a full book when it doesn't have its own legs to stand on.
And then while you're querying that, you can start your next series.
Yes.
But we should talk about actually querying the series.
Exactly.
Since
so,
that's the point.
Yes. So when you're querying the series, we get a lot of questions. How do I tell agents that I've written a series?
Yeah.
How do they know that this book, it has another one coming to it?
Yeah.
And all the points that they want to find out more about, they're going to hear in the next book. So I think it's a simple fix, and I think it kind of gets overthought a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's as simple as putting a line in the queries that this is
the first in a series.
The first in a series. Or, alternatively, title is a complete at this many words, it stands alone, but has series potential. Yeah. It's that simple.
Or the first book in the name of series.
Right.
You know,
propose 2 books or propose 3 books.
Yeah, and what I would also do is you're submitting, every agent is going to ask you for presumably the full manuscript, a synopsis. You can refer back to our other videos on that and why they're important.
We can actually link them below for you.
And why you can't avoid them.
Yes.
Your full manuscript, your synopsis. I would also include blurbs, which there will be a video on blurbs as well.
Just like that.
A blurb on the next 2 books so that you are sort of submitting 3 books. Write your query letter on just the one book. Mention it's the first in the series.
Yes.
The end of your synopsis include 1 paragraph each of the blurb for the next 2 books.
Yes.
Book 2, 1 paragraph. Book 3, 1 paragraph.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's something that I think is often overthought because you get attached to your books and you want to keep going, and then you hear people tell you not to do that.
Well, the other thing is, honestly, we're going to assume in a lot of cases it's a series. If it's a mystery, in some cases, we're going to look at this and go, oh, I wonder if it's a series. And if we like the book and are calling to talk to you about it, we'll just ask.
Right. And sometimes we even have it in our head, like, oh, this has great series potential, too.
But, Take It Back by Kia Abdullah was not pitched as a series. That was a standalone book.
Right.
And we submitted it that way. And when we sold it, the editor said we would really like to have 2 books, and we would like the second book to feature the same character. Ta-da! We had a series, and we hadn't planned it, but the publisher wanted it, and of course the author said she could make it happen.
Right.
So, these things can also evolve depending on the agent and the publisher, so I wouldn't get hung up on it. We can just call and say, do you see this as a series? Right.
So while you're writing, while you're querying, keep this video bookmarked, refer back to it every time you've got a little bit of uncertainty of how to handle querying a series, and good luck. We hope
Oh, I was going to say, and subscribe, because we're definitely have videos on synopsis and blurb, which are 2 things we mentioned today.
Yes, and don't forget to click. Oh, shut up, James.
Talk to you later.